think I had savoir-faire from an early age. My mother was my high school speech and drama teacher. And in the 8th grade, I gave my first presentation and I sold the number 1. And I modeled Gallagher. You know who Gallagher is? He smashes, watermelons with a big old log on the end of an axe handle. And it was fun. And I had everybody laughing. And you get 2 of them, you can make almost the whole alphabet, or every number with the number 1. And then I joined the military, and I didn't start doing public speaking until I became an instructor. I took an instructor training class, and I taught boxing and physical fitness to Navy pilots and air crewmen. And I would model. I got the full benefit of going through SEAL training twice. And I had an instructor that was about my height, but he was just totally yoked. It was Scott Holloway. He'd get up before he spoke, he always just like that. So that's how I start all my presentations. And I just start talking, and I talk about what I knew about, which was working out and boxing. So, but you had to teach the instructor guy verbatim. And that took me a while to get used to, but it didn't take very long before I had it memorized. And then I would be able to read my audience better because I didn't have to think about what I was saying. Well, I went in the SEAL teams, became a free fall jump master, and I had to do presentations and mission briefings all the time. But you always had your outline to follow. Well, when I got out and I started talking about other things, I didn't have an outline, and I always have a tendency of going off track. And somebody told me about Toastmasters, so I went, and I was so impressed. The first time I ever went to a meeting, this gentleman was in the speech contest, and he told the story of how Francis Scott Key came up with the words to the national anthem, Star Spangled Banner. And I was so impressed with that. And then that club held a speech crafters. And I'm like, oh, okay. I just thought that's what you did. And there was 10 of us. And speech crafters is basically a compressed learning about how Toastmasters works. And if you're part of it, you're gonna schedule your speeches, and you'll get your first 5 speeches out of the way within 6 weeks, a month to 6 weeks. And we had 10 of us that got, back then it was called Certified Toastmasters. You got your 10 speeches out of the way. Well, I joined another club, met in the same building, just a different night of the week. And they elected me president. The next meeting, it was myself and the area governor, the only 2 showed up. I was so humiliated, and that's never going to happen to me again. Now, this club, we have a low attendance tonight of 11 of us here. Usually we're like 20. I don't know what's going on. Nice day out, I don't know. Somebody still ended up their spring break. I don't know why we don't have the attendance tonight. But usually this club easily has at least 20. And it's because of the night of the week, where we're located, we're kind of spoiled. Every other club, you're going to hear them. We don't have enough people that have a Toastmaster, or enough evaluators, or you don't have any. The Table Topics Master, the answer is invite more guests. Right? There's a club that meets on Saturday morning over at the church near me. The other Reuben, the guy that was the area governor, that's his club. They hardly ever have prepared speeches. They're probably just going to do a full Table Topics meeting. They're going to have coffee and donuts for that one. You'd think they'd have more guests, right? They'd have more attendance. But we don't want to have that happen. Right? So we have 2 events coming up, or 2 programs. The youth Toastmasters, they have an opening an hour before our meeting on Mondays. and they have a homeschool group here that we could get in. And I would, more than an hour, the kids lose attention, okay? But we need volunteers to help with that. And we have like 5 young people right now. We probably need to have at least 8, but I don't think it'll be a problem having 8. Okay? And then for the speech cracker, the Cy-Fair Senior Living facility that we met at, the alternate location, I'm going to be talking with them tomorrow about their availability, and I'm hoping for a Saturday. Now, they just happen to have a little cafe, a little restaurant, just down the hall from their meeting room, so it might be a good place to have a Saturday event. Okay, but we need proctors, we need members to help facilitate the speech crackers. It's a great way to earn money for the club. You charge members that are outside of Toastmasters. You charge candidates, and they can join, and their fee to go through the speech cracker can actually contribute toward their membership of the club. Okay, but it's a great way to attract members and also earn money for the club. So I'm looking for volunteers who want to get that box checked and help me proctor the Youth Toastmasters program and the Speech Crackers program. So I'm officially announcing this and asking for your help. So get with me after the meeting, get with me on WhatsApp. But we need probably 4 volunteers per event. Oh yeah, and there's, for every 4 candidates, you need 1 proctor, and that, each one of them can get checked off for that criteria to get to the advanced level. Thank you very much.